Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. Okay, so where my head is right now, I am definitely 100% thinking about Game 5 of the Hawks and the Bucks. Here's the deal. Trae Young, I have no idea if he's going to be able to give it a go. I made a big deal out of Clint Capella's eye being elbowed, but I haven't heard anything about that. So, I have question marks more than answers for you guys in regards to tonight's game because it really will determine what will happen, in my opinion. One thing's for certain. One thing's for very certain. Giannis Antetokounmpo will not be able to play this evening. He is definitely going to be out. There's no question about that. Anybody that saw the injury understands that he's probably going to be out for a long time. They said there was no structural damage. Maybe he tries to Willis Reed it at some point in time, especially if they make the finals. I could totally see him trying to make an effort at it. I've seen players play through things. So would this be incredibly out of the realm of possibility that he plays through this injury? No, it's not. Especially if a ring's on the line. It's not. But will his body allow him to do that? I have major, major doubts that his body will let him thug it out. I just don't think so. He's gonna have to let that thing heal, man, and then he's probably gonna have to rehab back to strength, because with the time that it takes to heal something like this, you will lose some of what makes you go. So yeah, man, it's great that they said there's no ligament damage. As I made a video yesterday saying, I still think he should get a second opinion on that just to be certain. It's too important that they get this right. And the Bucks organization has a lot to gain from him just kind of thugging it out, as I said. So you can't trust their doctors just off the strength of the circumstance. It's nothing personal. It may not even be anything that you feel in terms of vibes, but you just got to cover your backside. And I think that's the only way athletes need to play this, especially injuries like this when they get quick diagnosis that are positive for themselves. In pressured situations for the franchise, it's just too much corruptible possibilities there. It just makes no sense not to double check and cover your back. So that's what I think Giannis should do. And if anyone suggests him to play, he take that offensively. You know, if anybody in the organization is asking you to play, take offense to that, because what they're saying is we're willing to mortgage your future and your health for our needs, and that's not an organization that you want to play for, or anyone should want to play for. And I think organizations need to know that too. That's a bad thing. And I know it's been done before. A lot of times it probably doesn't come out. But asking a player to play hurt so that you can win as an organization is bad news. It's bad news. I frown on that myself personally, and I'm sure many others do as well. You know, but at the same time, there are people who don't care. You know, they want to see what they want to see. They want to see the best players out there. They pay hard-earned money, and those are the people organizations are often going to try to appease because they're the ones that keep the lights on, keep them wealthy. So with that being said, again, double down on what I just said. Cover your backside for those reasons alone. Anyway, so now that we move forward, I can tell you who's going to be important, but who I think is going to have a big game tonight. Jrue Holiday. I'm waiting on him. Chris Paul went off. Chris Paul has been a fantastic point guard. He's a great player. He's a better player than Jrue Holiday for certain, but it's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's about having a player of his position, in the playoffs, do what it is that now he's going to be in a position to do. There is no Giannis. You're one of the guys that are going to have to go off tonight. And I remember what you could do with the New Orleans Hornets. I remember this was somebody who could go off for 25 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, a block, like a couple rebounds. This is somebody who can really, really light it up. Not even a couple rebounds. He'll get you double-digit rebounds and a triple-double in a situation if he's playing his best. He's a very, very high-quality star player in this league. And one of the reasons why I think he hasn't played his best ball is because of how this team plays with Giannis. Remove that, and now he's going to have more opportunities to do things that I think he's more catered to do. Do not be surprised if the Bucks win this game on a fantastic individual performance by a guy like Jrue Holiday, because this is prime for him to show that he's not just a good player, but a great one. And a lot of people, including myself, believe that that is possible, but he's going to have to prove it. And he hasn't been playing well. That's another reason why I think it would be a situation where he's going to want to play well tonight, because look, they don't really have a whole lot going for themselves if they lose this game. Giannis ain't coming back, as I've said a million times. Either he's going to pull it together along with Middleton, a couple guys, maybe PJ Tucker going to have to play strong. They're going to have to really do this thing like the Clippers did, man. And I have seen the Bucks play well without Giannis. They've done it. And we've seen this multiple times without Giannis going down and them kind of surging during that process. So there is a lot of reason to believe that they're going to come out and play well tonight. And I do think the Bucks have a good shot at winning this game. So that means the Hawks have to come out strong, especially if Trae Young ain't going to be there, especially if Clint Capella is going to be compromised in any way. That gives the Bucks kind of a position, puts the Bucks in a position to do well. A guy I'm going to be looking at tonight for the Bucks as well, Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis is going to be important tonight. No Giannis, so that means that the lane is going to be, there for him to kind of take advantage, getting more boards, doing more dirty work, stuff that Giannis would always do easily. They're going to need him to try to do himself. So I know Bobby Portis is capable. His number is going to be called tonight, probably big time, and going forward for these playoffs. It's going to be important that he plays well, and I think he will. Brent Forbes, step up time for guys like that. It's time. Brook Lopez, if you can get hot from behind the arc, that's going to help your team. And of course, Chris Middleton, who had a great game 3, subpar game 4 as I predicted, which means he's going to be primed for a great game 5. So expect him to go off tonight. I expect him to score probably about 40, like really. Either that or he's going to be cold. It's one or the other. I don't think he's going to have a subpar game. I don't. It would be very, very good, especially at home, for him to just catch fire early and continue to keep his foot on a team that is going to be secretly kind of off balance by some of the stuff that I think is going to be going on. Pay attention to, on the other side of things, of course, pay attention to Cam Reddish. He had a fantastic game in the last one. I'm wondering if he's going to continue to have the minutes that he was given in the previous game, or will the coach continue to go in a different direction? So he's somebody to pay attention to. Danilo Gallinari, obviously he's been a mainstay shooting the ball for this team and scoring. He's done some fantastic things scoring the ball in this series, and I've really appreciated what I've seen there. So I expect more of the same. Take a look at Bogey, because he's coming off a stellar performance. He seems to be getting stronger. That knee seems to be getting stronger, and I think you'll see a better Bogey going forward from here on out, because he is a very consistent player once he starts getting his rhythm within this system. In previous teams with Sacramento, very inconsistent, and so were his minutes, so was his health. But since he's been with Atlanta, playing under Nate McMillan, he's been basically an all-star caliber shooter. So now that he's getting his legs back under him, getting a little healthier, I expect him to continue to try to put his foot on the Bucks' throats and try to close them out. He is, well, not close them out, but in control of this series. He's a killer, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I think that he's one of the guys that I look at on the Hawks who, if there's no Trae Young, I'm looking at him to try to do some of that stuff. I know he doesn't have the ball handling that Trae does. Obviously, he's not that type of player, but he's one guy that you know for a fact he's going to be able to hit a shot in the first quarter, and he's going to be able to hit a shot in the fourth quarter. He's a guy who I know if you feed him, he will score. So in situations, whether it's pressured or not, I just look at him as a cold-blooded killer who hasn't had a chance to show it. But before long, he will end up with a game winner on his belt. Mark my words, Bogey's going to win a game at some point. Maybe in these playoffs, maybe in the future. But I do believe that the clutch gene is in him. I believe it's there. So he's going to be important. Of course, John Collins. John Collins is consistent. John Collins, to me, I've viewed him as an all-star caliber player for a long time. He just has played for a lot of bad Hawks teams, but obviously he's getting a chance to show what he can do. Without Giannis out there, his game should open up, and if they're going to win this game, it's going to be because he takes advantage of the fact that Giannis is not down there. That's what I think is going to happen. He's had a very tough road trying to guard Giannis, and he's been the guy that's been the recipient of a lot of the bad stuff that is going on down there defensively, because he just can't stay in front of that dude. Giannis is impossible. So now that you remove Giannis, you also remove the need for him to exert as much energy on defense, and that means he can focus more on what he's great at, which is scoring the ball and continue to provide offensive energy. So that is what I'm going to be looking for, especially if Trey can't go. Collins and Bogey are going to be the guys that I'm looking to hold the fort down, scoring the ball for the Hawks for the most part. To go along with Gallinari, of course, who can go off at any time. Couple that with Cam Reddish, as long as he's shooting well and not taking bad shots. I don't want to see the Hawks taking early shots in the shot clock. They have to play a style of basketball that is team basketball and cohesive, especially if Trae Young isn't on the floor. So it's a lot to look at. The Bucks are going to be in a really, really, really disadvantaged position defensively, but they are a very good defensive team anyway. So I still expect to see good defensive sequences out of the Bucks, especially if they can continue to play PJ Tucker. Yeah, you're gonna get some good defensive plays out of him. But without Giannis, you're gonna see that they start to shrink quite a bit, and they slow down quite a bit. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, how far into their bench they got to dig, try to make up for not having Giannis out there. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough on the Bucks, I do believe. But if they get big games out of Middleton and Holiday, they have a great chance at winning the game. They really do, especially at home. So that's what I got for you guys, man. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be epic. I wouldn't be surprised to see overtime tonight. I wouldn't. I just think that both teams, especially with them both being hobbled, both missing starts potentially, this has the potential of being a great game. And do keep an eye on Lou Williams, who probably will be starting tonight, who has his rhythm, who has his legs under him. He's also somebody who's, of course, is going to be scoring for the Hawks. So I just simply forgot to say his name, but he's very, very essential to what they're doing tonight. Look for him to be drawing fouls. You know how he gets down. He's going to be at the line. So that's what I got, man. A lot rides on Clint Capella. If he's going to be out there in 100%, boy, is he going to enjoy rebounding the ball without Giannis out there on the floor. So this is going to be interesting. That's why I said a lot rides on what happens next, because I really don't know who will not play. But without Giannis out there, everything I said for Collins 100% applies for Capella, because not as much energy exerted trying to box out Giannis and deal with Giannis jumping all over the place and running all over the place. Now they can kind of focus on doing what it is that they do and exerting their energy in those ways, and that plays so very well for the Hawks. So take that for what it's worth. Assess that as you see fit. Anyway, my name is BDF44. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.